Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Subban, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we'll give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a pretty electric show for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So today we got an interesting one. So yesterday, PK Subban went on ESPN First Take to essentially talk about the incredible accomplishment of NHL player Alex Ovechkin for breaking Wayne Gretzky's record for the most goals with 895 goals in NHL history. And then somehow the conversation deteriorated into Ovechkin LeBron James debate for who had the better longevity. And we're like, what? How did LeBron even get into this conversation? Like, how did he even make his way in here? So the conversation started to go in that direction. So PK, of course, picked Ovechkin, and then Shannon Sharp picked LeBron, of course. Then Stephen A. Smith picked LeBron, of course. Now, I want to quickly say this. I think that this particular subject, those two guys, and Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. Smith, were ill-equipped to be having this conversation with PK. I think PK knows more about basketball than they do about hockey. And you could tell, because some of the points that he was bringing up seemed to be rudimentary points, and some of the information that he was saying seemed to be basic information that these guys seem to be absolutely clueless about, like they didn't know about, right? And that's, I think, the reason why he was a bit perturbed at some of the argument points that they were bringing up. So they start going through their back and forth. And as they're going through their back and forth, inevitably, and I think this is what ESPN was looking for, ratings, PK and Shannon started fighting with one another, which is exactly what I think the reason they brought up this topic, because they knew they were going to fight, which ultimately was going to bring up rating. But then PK then brought up Kobe Bryant, and he said, no, look, I have Kobe and Jordan ahead of LeBron James. And then Stephen A. Smith, you know, Kobe, my guy, and all of this stuff, he jumps up. No. How dare you bring up Kobe? You can't bring up Kobe. You can say Jordan. You cannot bring up Kobe. You cannot bring up Kobe. You cannot bring. And I'm like, bro, what is going on here? So for those of you who didn't hear Stephen A. Smith slapping down PK Subban for even daring to mention Kobe Bryant over the airwaves of ESPN in comparison to LeBron James, I want to play that for you now. I'm going to come back and react to this comment. Take a listen to Stephen A. Smith here.
And LeBron, great feat. But I will say this. I think it's borderline insulting to think that the longevity of LeBron's career is even close to the comparison of what Alex Ovechkin has done over the past 20 seasons. For this and for this only. Number one, 82 games we play. Same amount of games as basketball. There is no way that anybody on this planet is going to convince me that LeBron James's body has been put through more rigorous, tumultuous, physicality, worn down, the grind of a hockey season. Guys, I mean, what are we talking about here? 20 seasons? He's only missed 35 games in those 20 seasons.
That's incredible.
1,487 games, 895 goals. The most feared hockey player, in my opinion, to ever lace up the skates is Alex Ovechkin. Why? Because he can impact the game offensively and physically. You got to pack a big lunch for this guy. LeBron James, great player. Great player. Great talent. He's done it all. But in the fear factor, there's no way that anybody fears LeBron James the way they do Alex Ovechkin because of the physicality in the sport. Hold on there. Hold on a second. Alex Ovechkin playing that hockey at 235, 240, 250, moving around the ice the way that he does, he could have hurt a lot more players in his time. This guy was feared by everyone, not just because he could put the puck in the net, because of the way he played the game in between the whistles. Not only that, one team. He didn't go to any other team. 20 seasons on one team. That means whoever the organization put in that lineup, he had to find ways, and he's doing it now. So you want to talk about towards the end of his career. Go look at the numbers. Go look at the amount of time that he's missed over the past 5 years. Go look at what LeBron's missed over the past 5 years. I'm just saying.
Let me ask you this. PK, on average, how many minutes does a hockey player play per game? So how many minutes would you say Ovi is playing per game?
Well, It's situational. For defensemen, they always play more minutes.
I
But
wish LeBron could play situational.
hold on.
Let him finish.
I wish he could play situational.
Forwards in hockey have to do the most skating. So they may not play the most amount of minutes, but they're up and down. They're in on the forecheck. Go watch Ovi play. What you guys are seeing of him today, everybody wants to look at him now and say, oh, it's easy. That's a shell of who Ovi's been over the past 20 years.
You can't have it both ways, though.
Yeah.
What do you mean I can't have it both ways?
What I'm saying is you can't sit up there and marvel at the greatness of LeBron James along with the durability of a LeBron James and then bring up the fact that, Ovechkin played for the same team for 20 years, and as a result, that's hockey. A plus. Yeah. It's still hockey. Now, obviously, that category that you brought up is paramount if you're talking about winning, because obviously you got to adjust to new teammates, et cetera, et cetera. But if you know how to score, you know how to score. It's just that simple. So being a hockey player and being somebody, just because you play with one team, all right, and you have to make adjustments to new personnel, doesn't stop you from losing your ability to score. I'm looking at a LeBron James. Yeah, you went to 3 different teams, but he won with all 3 teams, okay? And the durability is scored with all 3. Consistently a career 27-point-per-game scorer, not to mention the fact that, again, while winning and scoring 27 points per game, the durability factor, he has been one of the most, if not the most durable athlete in modern NBA time.
Alex Ovechkin has been more durable. Alex Ovechkin has been more durable than LeBron James over his career. Go look at the numbers. Based on the simple fact of the sport that he's playing, we can't compare these two. I don't see the comparison. We're playing football on ice.
No, you never do.
Games.
You never do, PK.
Hold on, 82 games. Alex Ovechkin, 82
PK.
games, is getting hit, dishing out hits. LeBron's not taking those hits. He's not taking the same abuse, guys.
You make it seem like Ovi is an anomaly. Okay, Ovi is an anomaly. How many 6'9", 260-pound basketball players have you ever seen be able to handle the ball, do everything LeBron James has been able to do? Tell me the time. Name another basketball player that's comparable to LeBron James. I'll wait. Take your time.
Well, hold on. No one's talking about LeBron James not being special. He is special.
But you
if you want me to hold on,
230, 240.
Yeah. But I'm not saying that LeBron James isn't special. If we want to talk about greatness in basketball, that's a whole different conversation. I'll compare a bunch of other players. Yeah, but what I'm saying, LeBron's great. But he ain't Kobe, he ain't Jordan for me. So what I'm saying is, it's not about size. You want to talk about 6'9"? I'm talking about the
Jordan's fine. You can't say Kobe. You can't say Kobe.
Well, yeah, I did. I put Kobe ahead of him. Kobe's ahead of LeBron.
So you heard what Stephen A. Smith had to say there. What are my thoughts about this? I was a bit surprised at Stephen A. Smith's reaction, but then again, I wasn't. Right? Then again, I wasn't. And I'm going to tell you why. Stephen A. Smith is a politician. Okay? I just heard some news this morning that he's actually planning to run for office. Look, I'm not here to poo-poo anybody's dreams. I think people should do whatever the hell they want to do. As a voter, I'm going to give you guys some of my preliminary thoughts. Stephen A. Smith running for president is laughable to me. And what's even a bigger laugh is that there are people out there that would actually vote for Stephen A. Smith for president. That's the bigger joke. Not the fact that that's already a joke. But the fact that people out there would actually support Stephen A. Smith for president. What are Stephen A. Smith's views on any issue of importance? What are his views? His views are essentially this. You bring up a topic item that usually involves something a Democrat did or something a Republican did, and it goes the following. Stephen A. Smith will criticize either one or two things the Republican did, and then find a way to drag in a Democrat to then say, oh, you should have done this, and those are essentially his views on a night in and night out basis. He'll say a little thing, say something here about the Republicans, then jump over here and then say something a little bit different about a little bit about the Democrats, and just be jumping back and forth like this, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Say something here, say something there. So I don't really know where Stephen A. Smith stands on really anything of importance. Number one, beyond him reacting to certain political pieces of news, in terms of his own authentic ideas, I seldom hear any of it. In terms of what he would do or what his recommendations are. I hear none of it. And the reason you don't hear any of it, because most of the time he's pandering. He's either pandering to conservatives, and then when he feels like he's pandered enough, he goes back over and panders to Democrats. And then when he feels like he's done that enough, he then goes back. This is why he would be a perfect politician. Now, him running for office is crazy, and I'm going to tell you why. If Stephen A. Smith couldn't stand up to LeBron James, how in the hell is he going to be able to stand up to any political leader? How? Number one. Number two, are we voting for presidents just based on the fact that they can argue and they can talk and all of that stuff? Really? Really? This what we're doing? But anyway, people are going to do it. I wish you the best with that. Have fun with it. I personally think it's laughable. And this is based on my opinion as a potential voter. I think that's laughable. But anyway, let's tie it back into sports and why I called him a politician. The reason I call him a politician is because Stephen A. Smith I never heard Stephen A. Smith saying all this stuff to Kobe. Now, maybe he did. I never heard him. That's the first thing. The second thing is, Shannon Sharpe has already exposed Stephen A. Smith with his double standard with Kobe. I'm going to tell you why. Stephen A. Smith has Magic Johnson ranked, I think, in his top 5, and has Magic Johnson ranked higher than Kobe Bryant. But then Shannon Sharpe said to him, he's like, but I don't understand you. You say that the reason you can't rank Kobe so high is because he has Shaq. But then why don't you have that same standard when you're ranking Magic Johnson when he had Kareem? He has nothing to say. He has nothing to say, number one. Number two, Stephen A. Smith then says, oh, the reason I can't rank Kobe so high is because he wasn't, the number one player at his position. Is that your criteria for ranking the best players? So you're the greatest players in your eye are what? Based on position? Like, I'm confused here. Well, so what's your criteria? Stephen A. Smith has no criteria. If you asked him to explain why he has LeBron number 2 all time, from the times that I've heard him speak, all he generally says is, when you think about everything that LeBron brings to the game, what argument is that, my guy? When you think about everything that LeBron brings to the game, what argument is that? Aren't there other players that bring a lot of things to the game? Didn't Hakeem Olajuwon bring a lot of things to the game? Didn't Tim Duncan bring a lot of things? What does that even mean? So Stephen A. Smith doesn't even have a real argument. He doesn't. I've heard him talk about it. He has no real argument. But his only argument against Kobe I've heard is that he has Shaq, an argument that you could use against Magic Johnson, which he doesn't use, and the fact that he has him behind Kobe, and the fact that he has him behind Michael Jordan. Because if Jordan was the best player at his position, if Jordan was a small forward, he would be the best player at his position too. So then where would you rank? How would you rank LeBron in your top 5? I'm sure you'd find a way. Just say you have LeBron in your top 5, and that's it. Now, to say that Kobe shouldn't be in the conversation is laughable. When we're talking about being a warrior, Kobe's body broke down. But when Kobe was playing, he didn't cheat the game. Kobe didn't flop. There was none of that. Kobe is one of the most respected players to ever play the sport. One of the most respected, especially by his peers. You will never find a video of Kobe going on the show and they're asking him, hey, man, why do you flop so much? There is no footage of that anywhere. Kobe would play through broken fingers, all kind of injuries. They wouldn't touch Kobe on the head, and Kobe. Let me show you the difference between Kobe and Jordan, since we're talking, and LeBron talking about toughness. Somebody will fake hit LeBron in the face or tap him in the face. LeBron will fall on the floor. A 260-pound, 6'8" dude would fall on the floor, laying there with his hands over his head after they hit him on the face. But Kobe was clotheslined, I think, in a playoff game by Raja Bell. Clotheslined. Kobe fell to the floor, took a few seconds, stood up, and brushed it off his shoulder. And so people see that, and in the end, they walk away with the concept of, yeah, LeBron is more respect. Like, what are we talking about here? That's number 2. And number 3, why are you getting so defensive of Kobe? Don't you know that a lot of people that have Kobe ahead of LeBron? Like, you don't know that? It's just because they don't allow these people on ESPN First Take. They just don't allow them. And because they don't allow them, these guys get to have these opinions that essentially go unchecked. That's essentially what happens. They get to have these opinions, they go unchecked. You can't say that. Of course he can. Of course he can. What are you talking about? A lot of people have Kobe in their top 3. A lot of people. What are you talking about? And some of those people can actually give you like arguments. What's Stephen A. Smith's argument? Nobody knows it, which is why he's running for office. Y'all can have fun voting for him. Have fun with that. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you on the next show. Peace.